get it on. You should always have a chick while you on the throne. Nobody cares, you better stay alive. But for now we up to bat, we yelling hit or die. Hit or die, 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 hit or die. That's two for me, one for the team, and we won't stop till we get the ring. Hit or die, 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 hit or die. That's two for me, one for the team, and we won't stop till we get the ring.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hit.OR.DIE podcast. I'm here with your hosts Jake Saldati and Chad Rothford. Please go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Subscribe here on YouTube. Thanks again for all our supporters out there. Sorry, it's been we're just super busy, so we got one in.
We got one in last week.
We got one in,
yeah.
But it might be more of this, just
kind of
updates,
talk,
and
go listen to us on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, all the podcast apps, iHeartRadio. You guys split on Friday. City College, and did COS also split with Merced?
COS I think was off.
Or were they off
on Friday? They split during the week though, Tuesday, Wednesday with Merced. So we have. This will probably come out Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we already played COS once. We play them Tuesday, and then Wednesday.
So the Rams got COS this week. Nice.
They're must wins, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy. You guys are already there. That's already what it's become. I mean, you're 6 games you've already played. How many games have you played?
We're 4-4, 8
games,
so,
and it's already a must win kind of scenarios.
Well, I mean, once you start off 0-2, it becomes a must win. So. Yeah, I think that's just trying to get the guys to understand that, like, playing for a purpose. And
you guys kind of battled some injuries is what I've been.
Yeah, it's been
talking.
crazy. I've never seen this many injuries before. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, good luck this week. High school, just a couple, updates there. Clovis North and Bullard split over the weekend. Was it weekend or was it Friday? I forget what it was. Sure. But it was a tribute to Bob Bennett, which was cool. All the teams wore, both teams wore a jersey with 26 and had Bennett on the back. And it was pretty cool to see that, being able to tribute Coach Bennett. And then South, Madera South had a little, isn't it an upset though? Because South's pretty good this year over Clovis.
I don't know if it's an upset, but maybe just one of the biggest wins in the history of the program.
For sure.
Beating a Division I powerhouse, Clovis High.
And they, South's good this year. Beat Clovis 7-3. Suffered their first loss. They were 10-0 at that point over the weekend to Kerman 5-4. We got to play Buchanan. Mm-hmm. They came and used our fields for a couple hours over the weekend. I've seen all the track teams, and again, we've gotten them on different days, right? Like, so Saturdays, we've seen different guys. We've maybe seen guys that probably we wouldn't have seen on a Tuesday, or that you may not see play or pitch in the track.
Yeah.
But having said that, pretty clear to see that they are the best team we've seen, regardless of what took place during the game, whether it was some errors, we kicked it around early and put ourselves in a hole, and, we fell behind some hitters quite often, and we're getting into some bad counts. But, regardless of any of that stuff, it was impressive. Impressive to see that kind of talent. It's not hype, good ball club. And, I think it'll just be interesting to see what happens in the track.
Yeah.
I think beyond that, like, honestly, I really thought Clovis West was pretty scrappy. Out of the teams we played them all. What I saw, that probably my number 2 at what we played. But again, we didn't see everybody's guys, so it's hard for me to really say that. Mm-hmm. And you know the game. And you kind of made a comment that everybody's got a dude. I think Bullard's a little deeper than most.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's either all baseball is really bad, or it just seems kind of equal in the high school game right now, where you got, you know, teams beating teams, but then losing to other teams that lost. You know, it's like anybody could win on any day. Pretty much is how it seems right now in high school game.
Yeah. Whereas most years track kind of dominates its competition.
And I know the people out there would be like, the track's the best, whatever. But I mean, you just lost to a D3 school in Madera South. D4. Oh, D4. Sorry.
Well, I mean, we had I think
North lost to Minarets like a couple years ago.
The Coke Classic. So. There was, I think, 4 track teams went down on one night.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, but it's baseball, and people don't understand that. And everybody's like, yeah, the track's supposed to be better, but I don't think you really look at the baseball factor. Like, it's baseball and how bad baseball is nowadays. To me, anyways. The game just isn't being played the right way, I think.
Yeah, I think that I've seen some of that. I've seen
no
some
team.
of that.
There's not a lot of team anymore.
I have seen some of that. I would say about Buchanan is out of all the 12 games we've played, right, we're 6-6. I haven't seen a team play catch like they play catch. I haven't seen a team hit like they hit, take those approaches the way they take them, run the bases the way they run them. Like, if you give them an inch, they take a mile.
And I think we were talking about foundation. I think that was built from Tom Donald, and then Fonts has taken that over and just kind of ran with it the same way, you know, because I watched their batting practice when I was at Clovis West, and it blew me away how meticulous they were and doing their jobs and grinding during the batting practice. And Miranda was coaching at Clovis West. He said they did the same thing when Donald was there. So I feel like that's just been the culture for so long that it's stayed that way. And I think they've been fortunate with the coaches they've had in Donald and Fonts that are disciplined and you know, they buy in, you know.
Yeah, the other thing I noticed, you know, when you talk about their staff, I mean, one, there's a lot of coaches, but all quality guys. The only thing the scoreboard did for them the other night was allow some other guys to get in and get some opportunities. They coached as if it were a 1-2 run game. Even, you know, and it was ugly early. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
And in the 7th inning, they were still coaching as if the game just started and it was tight. Yeah, it was you know, this is a good ball club. Some elite guys on that team. So good luck to them going forward. I think the track's still, you know, like you said, everybody's got some dudes. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. I just haven't seen anybody play like they play. Really haven't.
Yeah.
Not, you know, so. But again, you got to play the games. And the track starts this week. So I think they open up with the East. I don't remember what I saw. But, you know, Bakersfield schools are underway also. Liberty is, I believe, 5-0. And Nate outscored their opponents so far in 5 games, 62-12. We've heard they are quite the impressive team. Stockdale went 2-1 last week versus Frontier to start league play, and Centennial's off to a 6-0 start. And they've outscored their opponents 82-19 in 6 games. So Bakersfield could be a force. I know Buchanan, I was talking to Fonts earlier or before our game Saturday, had mentioned, you know, they were scheduled, I think, to play each other. So that would have been, and we may still see that maybe down the road.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that'll make the playoffs a lot more interesting with the Bakersfield schools in there. So hopefully that can happen this year.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, leagues are getting ready to get underway. I know the CMAC, we start next week, and the track is going this week. I did see, I think it was last week, a proposal. I don't know if it's a proposal or if it's actually going to happen. Central Section league alignment. We've talked about this in the past. Mm-hmm. You kind of put together a whole deal that was actually pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, whoever did this needs to roll it up and stick it up their ass because it's not good. It's not good.
Well, I don't know if this is like a collection of ADs that put this
they
together.
could all stick it up their ass because this is stupid.
So
it makes no sense that Bullard. It makes no sense that the track stays 6.
So we'll have to.
Bullard Memorial don't. Yeah, go ahead.
We'll have to post it. We'll have to post it on our Twitter and Instagram.
Fired up.
So people, go ahead. No, get it. Go ahead.
Well, it's just ridiculous. You're combine the CMAC and NYL, and then we heard that they're still going to take the worst teams in those 13 and play each other, and then the best or the best 6 or whatever, and then the worst 6 and play each other. So what's the difference?
Well, and how are they going to determine that year by year?
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense. And then the track stays 6 teams, which is stupid. There's no reason why Bullard and Memorial should not be in the track with the 8-team league. It's only 8 teams. It's them and the West Sierra League have the least amount of teams.
Well, and you'll have Garza and Matilda Torres, 2 new high schools jumping into the CMAC. Yeah, you could have added those 2 teams to the track and just had those other 2 replaced.
Exactly. The CMAC. And then, like, you brought up a great point. The West Yosemite League is Dinuba, Hanford, Lemoore, Mission Oak, Tulare Union, and Tulare Western. Tulare Western is a Division I team. All those teams are 2 to 4 divisions.
And then in the east side, you have LD, Golden West, Monache, Mount Whitney, Porterville, and Redwood.
And Monache's D4.
The Monache's D4. Why is
Could've
Tulare
switched
Western
those two.
not just? Why don't we have Tulare Western play in a better league? I mean, they're Division I. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you'd want to play.
And they're a top D2 football team.
Well, in Redwood's Division I
Yep.
currently, LD's one of the best D2 teams, as well as Mount Whitney.
Porterville's always a good D2.
Yeah, and Porterville's always a solid
Are
team.
they D2 now?
They're
aren't they?
D2, yeah. I think they actually went down to Division III. I think Highland has stayed D2. But either way, competitive.
Yeah.
And not to say Monache's not. What I'm saying is that they probably line up better with the West
Well,
as
if you're
as this
Monache-
is proposed.
If you're Monache, do you want to be a D4 playing against D2s
And D1s.
and don't you want to have a shot at winning a league title? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it comes down to is
Well, what's the point of this if that's not what you're trying to do?
exactly. You're not making it equal or even, then the league's shit.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean anything.
I
You're gonna
thought
have
that was
teams
weird.
you're gonna have teams that are just gonna be like, oh, it's another league game that we're gonna, we
well,
have
like
no
the way
shot.
they split up the South Yosemite and into 2 groups, that actually looks fair how they did that. But I just thought Tulare Western was the most glaring, besides the CMAC NYL combining into one league with 13 teams.
Yeah.
And to have, it split up into with 2 groups of one's more competitive than the other. Well, that changes. It's not always the same.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird, for the track to stay 6.
Well, I think the track needs to swallow some pride.
But I don't know.
It's not-
Who's to say?
It has to be. That's a Clovis Unified School District League that has Central in it because of football. Let's be honest. The football is really good at Central. And I'm not taking anything away from Mulligan. Mulligan's done a tremendous job at Central the last couple of years, and they've competed in the track like they haven't in a long time. But the main reason that Clovis Unified has probably allowed Central to be in it is because, this Central won the track, 9 years in a row for football. You know what I mean?
And back to won some Valley titles. In a
Yeah,
row.
exactly. So I think that was the main reason. But there has to come a point where it can't just be, then why don't you call it the CUSD League or so? You know what I mean? Like it comes a point where Memorial is very competitive, Bullard is very competitive. Why are they not in this league? That should be a big conversation. Is the track supposed to be the elite? Well, you're pretty much saying Clovis is only the elite. That's what you're saying. When the last couple of years, Memorial has shown that they can be elite. Bullard has shown they can be elite. And those are programs that have been good for a long time. They should be in the track, period. Like, let's fucking figure it out. It's not 6 teams.
I
You
don't
want
have
to
an
change your
argument.
logo to track 6? Like, what's wrong with the Big 8 or the track? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Fucking change the name.
I don't have an argument for it. I agree with you.
It's just it's. You think Memorial and Bullard want to play in that CMAC NYL league? Like, let's be honest, they don't. They're playing. They're D1s with all D2, D3, D4s.
And this says 22 through 2026.
Yeah,
I mean, as we just split into 3 schools. I don't know what Madera is going to look like in 4 years. 2 years.
you're probably going to be a D4 team,
So
and so is South. South will probably stay D4, and Matilda Torres is going to be D5, D4. I mean, let's be honest. We don't know what Central's going to be like when Garza gets
yeah,
bigger.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what's sad. But guess what? Bullard's not going anywhere, and Memorial's not. I mean, you know what I mean? So
No, I agree. Yeah, those 2, the track 6 deal and Tulare Western needs to be fixed.
yes.
This says proposal on it, so I don't know if this is final, if this is an idea, if this is
And if whoever's out there is part of this that hears us talking about it, like, I would be more than happy to give my opinion. Or,
I think you just did.
well, but honestly, like, some of these people, they don't even freaking know what baseball is like out there.
Well, they're not basing it all off baseball, though, too. You got to remember that. So,
And that's why it should be, there's some Division I's out there that are in different conferences. Fresno State Wrestling is in the Big 12, which is one of the top conferences in the country. What's wrong with being in different conferences per sport?
Again, I'm not opposed to that either. It's just like the playoffs.
Figured out. Sit down.
Your
talk it
divisional
out
placement.
Figure it out. They act like their jobs are so fucking difficult in school. Come wake up with me and go to Costco and work some stupid fucking produce for 4 hours, 5 hours. I'm just saying, like, and I get it.
It's got you fired up.
It's got me fired up because they could do so much better. Just try.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if people out there have an opinion on it, please let us know. I would love to hear it. I don't like some of it. I don't like the combining. Like, then keep the NYL.
Keep the NYL.
And just move some teams around and keep the CMAC.
Exactly. Move Fresno High over, put Matilda Torres over there. I mean, it doesn't even, I don't know. The NYL and CMAC, those are just some jacked up leagues. I mean.
Yeah, it could change, though.
Yeah, it could.
So I just wanted to bring it up. I saw we didn't talk about it last week. I saw it after we'd recorded, and I didn't want to forget about it this time around. But just kind of interesting. Those are the glaring things that I saw. Back to baseball. Fresno State won their series over the weekend at San Jose State, winning 3. They played a 4-game series. So it was nice to see them bounce back. They'll be on the road at New Mexico this weekend, and they'll follow it up at home, I believe, against Reno, Nevada, or Nevada-Reno, the following weekend, the home series. And they're just a few weeks away from wrapping up, too. It's crazy. It's kind of going by pretty fast here. And again, we can't not talk about Fresno State softball. 30-7 overall, 14-1 in the Mountain West. They've won 28 of the last 30. This is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
13 straight and 6 straight shutouts. Swept Nevada over the weekend and will be on the road at UNLV this weekend. Also saw in the news today that their ace, Haley Dulcini, was named the final 25 for the USA Softball Player of the Year. She's 17-3, 9-0 in Mountain West. ERA .87. And in 129 and a third innings, has 201 strikeouts. So she's just been dominant. So good for Fresno State softball. Good for her. Hopefully we can think they vote again for the top 10 in the next couple weeks. So keep our eyes out on that and keep following Bulldog Athletics. MLB. Moving on. Lots of stuff has happened over the weekend, but we got to update our 0.0. Our Baltimore Orioles chance at the postseason. In the AL East, Baltimore's dropped to 9-12, 4 games back of first to the Red Sox. But both the Orioles and Yankees are 9-12 in the back of the pack in the AL East.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There is a chance. Are you a little surprised by the Yankees' lack of success?
I guess, yeah. I guess because it's a big money organization that can afford to put out a good product and has good players. It's not like they don't have good players. Yeah, I think, they went out and got one of the best pitchers in the league. Their pitching staff's still pretty good. Yeah, I guess I am surprised.
I mean, the Red Sox started out slow.
Mm-hmm.
And Tampa's going to be contenders every year. Maybe the metrics aren't all what they say they are.
What do you mean?
Just of how they measure players and talent. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, you look at them on paper and you think they should have better record. So, but again, baseball's not what it used to be.
Well, you had a
I had it, yeah.
You had a little flash of that. That's kind of what I was going to segue into, is because I know you love this, or do you hate it?
No, I love that it sucks because it proves me right. So right now in April, obviously, the league average is 232 batting average, which is the lowest in April since 1968. On base plus slugging, the OPS is 699, which is the lowest since 1992, and the strikeout rate is at 24.6%, which is the highest in April of all time. So pretty much they can't hit.
But I told you, right?
Or they swing and miss, or maybe the swing and miss rate is too high. I don't know. It's not fun to watch, I'll tell you that much.
Did you watch it? Did you watch the? Well, we'll get into the Dodgers.
I watched some of it, yeah.
San Diego series. Obviously, they're going to be in prime time every time they play. Mm-hmm. They'll adjust that schedule to make sure those guys are on TV playing each other. Before we get there, though, again, we'll keep an eye out on the 0.0 Baltimore Orioles. But the other thing that happened besides Dodgers Padres was that Madison Bumgarner threw a unofficial
quote that
no-hitter yesterday against the Atlanta Braves, who actually
Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, whatever. They only got one hit, I think, combined in the two games. 2 shutouts. Wasn't a very good day.
No.
For the Bravos. And some of those guys are struggling mightily. Dansby Swanson is struggling to get going, as is Freddie Freeman a little bit, but still a long way to go. But the point is that Mad Bum will not be credited with an official no-hitter.
Sad.
Elaborate.
Well, MLB made the rule that on doubleheader days they only play 7. So the game is officially a 7-inning baseball game.
Yes.
Per Major League Baseball.
Yes.
So he threw a no-hitter through the completion of a baseball game.
Yes.
That is a no-hitter.
And it counted. The game counted as a win.
Yes. So it should go down as a no-hitter. Period. Then if you don't like that there could be possibly a multiple no-hitters in 7-inning ball games, then don't have 7-inning ball games. Am I right? I mean,
this might be the one where we agree on everything. I agree with you.
You're saying we have to play 7 innings,
yes,
but we won't allow you to have a no-hitter through 7 innings of a completed baseball game that you win. That makes no fucking sense. So,
because it wasn't. I mean, an official.
I'm just glad he didn't throw a perfect game. It would be even worse right now.
In a rain out, what is an official game? Is it 5? What is considered? I'd have to.
A lot of times they play it later on.
Even if it's 7, right? Even if a rain out is official after 7, that's what he did.
Yeah, you can't control that.
So,
like, Mad Bum should have been like, "No, we're playing 2 more." I mean, let's play 2 more innings just for the heck of it. These don't count, but we're gonna play 2 innings, so it's 9. Like, what do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? I don't understand. He did what he was supposed to do.
Do you think it'll raise any fuss?
Hell yeah, it should.
Raise up enough fuss to make this change?
It should, but who knows? MLB is a fucking joke right now.
Well, all they need to do is play 9 innings. Just play 9 innings.
Just play 9 innings. If this is going to raise...
Here's the thing. You shouldn't be worried about... Like, why are they 7 innings? Do you know why? I don't even know why. Time?
Maybe.
Or is it because of arms? It never used to be a problem.
No, it was never a problem.
I don't want to say it's arms, right? And we're not in the COVID...
But it might be arms because...
COVID season this year.
Starters aren't going long anymore.
That's...
You know what I mean? So that's on the
Whose
coach.
problem's that, though?
Yeah, there we go. I'm with you.
So...
Hey, like, we're playing doubleheaders on Fridays?
You guys are playing 9 innings.
We're playing 9 innings unless we do have a 10-run rule after 7.
Okay, well, that's different.
After 7. But guess what? We don't have the pitching that big leaguers have. And guess what? We're trying to get our starters to go 6 innings, 7. We have to. Like, we don't have pitching because we are playing 6 games in a week, which is big for, us. that's not. I don't know. It's just MLB's just rules are stupid. Like if you're gonna make them play 7 innings, then this should be a complete
This should
game.
count.
Should count.
Should count as a no hitter.
And I honestly think that a lot of people out there will agree with us that it should count. I really do. I feel like multiple, even maybe guys that have thrown no hitters before might agree with it, even though they might have gone 9. Because he can't help the fact the game's over after 7.
Well, I want to know why they're playing 7 inning. They just kept it from last year. But
You
last year was.
You want me to call Manfred?
Yeah, we need to get him on the horn. This isn't last year. This isn't the
No,
season.
we're
is
now
not,
in a regular season.
Right, they're not playing like they were playing last year.
I know why they did it last year is for COVID purposes, for having multiple
And,
doubleheaders in a week.
Sure, I understand that because they're teams that had to quarantine players
Yeah.
and they couldn't
So
play.
why'd they have a doubleheader in general?
I don't know. Rain out, I think.
Right now?
I'm not sure. It could have been the same. Could have been I don't know. But why does it need to be 7 innings? And if you're a fan, you know you're going to 2. Or you have tickets to one or the other.
Yeah.
Who cares?
No, I agree.
If I had a ticket to go watch that game and I got to see both of them, that's lucky me.
Mm-hmm.
I would think.
Yeah. See, I think they're making a bigger deal about the length of games and all that because as a fan,
I don't care. I don't want those people watching baseball then.
yeah, you don't when you go to a game, you don't think about that. You're going for the atmosphere, the food, everybody knows I'm going to end up spending $50 to $100 for stuff.
Well, yeah. Who drives to San Francisco?
Thinking they're going to spend $20 on food.
I'm not. I'm going to spend. I want to spend $20-$25, and I only want it to be 2.5 hours. Please, I want to drive 6 hours to go watch 2.5 hour games.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Nobody does that. Nobody wants that.
Mm-mm.
Nobody does that. Come on.
Oh. Now, if you're mad that there's not a lot of viewers on TV and stuff, well, then that's a different story.
But that's the product on the field, maybe a little bit.
And that's why I like sometimes when they go to commercial and it's like on the side of the TV and then you still see like what's going on TV.
Like a split screen.
Yeah, I think they should do that during commercials because I would like to see the warm-ups or them pan around to the guys taking ground balls in between innings or the catcher's throwdowns or, stuff like that. Because when you're at a real game, you're watching all that and seeing it. You're not watching commercial breaks. Because I think sometimes the commercials go and people turn the channel and they find something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't sit through a full game on TV.
I don't think they're doing everything bad.
Not everything.
But they're doing a lot of things
They're doing
bad.
a lot. Yeah.
I liked the mic'd up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I liked hearing players. With Rizzo running down Freddie Freeman last week was hilarious. Frederick yelling at him to second base, yelling Frederick. I mean, that stuff's great. During the All-Star game, as much access as you can get, and I like some of the players. Well, you're not a huge fan of Bowers. He puts a lot of content out that people don't see, where you get to see the morning of a start, behind the scenes, getting to the ballpark. That's all stuff that always interested me.
Well, I want to see DeGrom, though.
Sure.
I don't want to see Bauer.
No, I agree.
I don't need to. I don't want to see somebody that's all about me. Like me. That's what Bauer is. Bauer's me. I want to see DeGrom that's going out and, oh, by the way, DeGrom's, is it
50 strikeouts in 29 innings?
No, but he's faced 101 batters and has 50 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's freaking nuts. And
when we were talking to Hefner, my buddy from the Mets pitching coach, he was saying that DeGrom's not even trying as hard to throw hard. He's being more smooth and fluent, and that's why he's going more innings. Which is scary. That's how he's even gotten better. That's what I want to see. I want to see a guy like that because that's somebody that's humble. Bauer's not a very humble person.
I get that. I get a lot of people have been rubbed the wrong way by him. Some people have embraced it. I like it.
And I agree. Some of the content is great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I loved watching this offseason going one-on-one against. I love all that, but I think how he comes off, it just puts me off.
Personality
like
thing.
Cocky, that's just like too much. Like, just put out good content. You don't have to be sarcastic on everything you say, where it's almost like a jab at somebody. Like, everything he does is like a jab at somebody, whether it's MLB, which I get because he's there, you're supposed to, promote yourself, but MLB is like shutting him down. That's where I agree with him in that aspect of MLB being stupid. But it's like a jab at somebody every time he's on the mic, it seems like, especially like what he said about Tatis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I like Bauer. I think he's a good pitcher, and I like the energy he brings. I also like the fact, and maybe that he backpedaled a little bit, and we'll get into the Tatis situation. I did want to ask you, did you watch the game last night, the extra innings?
I did watch the
Dodgers-Padres Sunday Night Baseball.
I watched some of the beginning, and then I watched the 11th when the Padres scored.
I only want to say it because I've heard them talking about, and I like Matt Vasgersian a lot. I think he does a great job play-by-play. But they're talking about people that might be embracing that runner at second, extra inning, format.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't. And I wanted to ask you, have you, I mean, it is what it is. It's a part of the game now, but have you grown to like it? Because that's kind of what they made it sound like. Oh, people have grown to, like this format. And I don't.
I don't like it. And, especially after talking to Luplo, when he's like, how hard it is to get an extra base hit off the dudes out of the pin? And that's another thing where it's like, it's almost like, what you could do? Let's extend the rosters. If you're worried about pitching, if you're worried about how many guys you're using, let's extend the big league roster a little bit. What's wrong with that?
So we don't have to play 7-inning doubleheaders?
Yeah, so they're not worried about pitching. So you normally have 14 pitchers. Okay, well now you got 20 pitchers a week. And you still have four extra guys on the bench. Or a 25-man roster. Let's have a 30-man roster.
I think the only argument to that is what are these organizations going to say business-wise, like paying guys?
I don't know. You make billions of dollars. You make billions of dollars.
You're because guys already get messed around with service time as it is.
I just think that, changing the game, I feel like that was a big thing with the time and like players being used was putting the guy on.
Well, they
second
expanded
base.
rosters last year, right? For COVID.
Yeah, I think it was like 28,
something like that. I mean, I don't disagree with you.
I'm just trying to think.
I'm
of
saying
something
maybe
that would
add
help.
2 or 3 spots.
Maybe, yeah,
just a couple. I agree with that.
I think that might work out better, but I just feel like, and it sucks. The 10th inning, both teams had a chance with the guy on second base, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And they went to an 11th inning, and then it finally happened for the Padres. So, I mean, if your team loses because of it, well, guess what? You had an opportunity too. So that's where I feel like it's fair what they're doing, but I don't like it. And I think they were going to do that for us. Like I heard Coach Scott say that if we go to extras, they're going to do that.
I mean, I was thinking about this for high school baseball. Like our tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
There's no new innings after 9. 9 innings, it's a tie, which I understand why we do that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe
I would agree to
take that.
Heck yeah.
Maybe we play, and then in 9 innings, if nobody's just scored at that point, then we can call it a tie.
Yeah.
Right? Or 10 innings, maybe add an inning to it. But
go one inning with the runner on second.
Yeah.
For
Why
both
not?
teams and see what happens.
I would be down to do that with tournament. I have to talk to Pappy about changing the Easter Classic rules and getting that, or CP. I think that would be I would be down
I think
to
for high school. Fair.
But the big leagues, no.
It's baseball.
Again, I want to see. Nobody left the ballpark last night because it went extra innings.
No.
And how many people tuned in because it went in extra innings?
More, probably. So why not let it play out?
Again, they're doing some things right. They're doing a lot of things wrong, I think.
Yeah, I'll agree.
They're catering to an audience that I don't think's ever going to take a big enough interest into the game.
Agree.
But that's just me. I could be wrong. Staying with MLB.
Yeah.
Talking about that Dodgers-Padres series. The Dodgers drop 3 of the 4 at home. I think the Dodgers, it's 4-3 Padres leading the series right now. But you did have Tatis go freaking nuts.
Yeah.
There was an incident with Bauer where his first at-bat, well, let's say this, right? In 3 games, in the last 3 games of the 4-game series, Tatis went 7 for 14 with 5 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 6 runs. 3 games. Against Bauer, I want to say it was Saturday, he hit a home run, and as he turned or rounded first, turned back, covered his eye, did the one eye thing that, Bauer was.
You dish it, you got to get it.
And he said that, right? Bauer embraced it and actually was all for it, which I can applaud and appreciate, which is kind of why I don't have any issues with the guy, really. Then the second at-bat, which this didn't come out until yesterday. Tatis, and I didn't get the count, but they're making a big deal of him looking back. And he glances back at Will Smith, supposedly. And they're saying, oh, he's looking at the signs, or he's peeking at his sign and location.
Hey, you look at that slow-mo, and you tell me that he peeked far enough to see something.
Well, so if you go back, right, and everybody can do this, you can go back and look. As he's peeking, Smith is pretty much done giving whatever sign he was giving.
And hasn't moved.
And, yes, and hasn't set up location yet. So Tatis picks his head back up, and Smith is still in the center of the plate.
Yep.
He has not given location at all.
Nope.
Now, if he saw his hand, and if you stand in a hitter, in a position to hit, and you put your hands where Tatis's hands and glance back, you may or may not be able to see the catcher's hand where it's located. But it's so brief. It's so sudden. It's the snap of a finger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
You can't say he did or didn't.
I mean, again, go back and slow it down. Watch it, slow it down, and tell me. I mean, how much did he really see, even if he did?
It was a full count, by the way.
3-2 slider. Go back and look at it.
Like, I'm like looking at his hands. Like, how does he see there? It looks like his hands are like covering his peripheral vision.
They do. You're right.
Like, that's what I'm saying is like, I don't even know if he's looking back at that. Like,
but people are talking about it, right?
Like,
and
it
this
doesn't
is
even look like he even like
this is
because his head didn't even turn; it just went like down.
It could be a very clickbait type of thing, right? It very clickbaity.
Yeah,
baity.
It's just an excuse because if he would have grounded out or struck out right there, we wouldn't even be talking about it.
Probably not. But go back and look at it. Slow it down. And as he glances, one where his hands are, Chad's right. You may not be able to see anything. You may be covering his face. I don't know. It's pretty weird looking. But even that, Smith's hands.
And he didn't give a location.
It was just his.
He just gave a slider. He just gave a 3 or 2, whatever. You could barely even see it in the video. He gave something. Didn't even move his hand to the right or the left or anything. And then Tatis came up, and then he started getting in his catcher stance. So it's like, what? And even then, he didn't even swing like he knew a slider was coming.
He was way out front.
He was out front. He was, you know what I mean? Like,
so that's the next. So then get to that swing, right? Get to the swing part of that at bat, and pause it
at contact.
And you tell me that ball's like 5-6 inches off the plate.
Yeah.
How does he hit that ball out?
And he pulled it to left center. I don't know.
Like, look at the way his body's. Look at it. Go freeze frame it.
Oh, me? I have.
I know. I mean, tell me, like, how?
He's a freak, dude. And the ball is juiced.
The ball is juiced.
Okay. 100%.
So that's all. That's when because I mean, you freeze frame that picture and you post it. If nobody saw that, they wouldn't have said he probably hit a home run that pitch.
I'm gonna try to ask Luplo or some of our big league guys if we can maybe get like a dozen big league baseballs and go have a test, maybe with these high school kids or something. Or I'm at City, maybe, see if they hit them out. Just see the difference, even with metal, and then be like, okay, this is a 5'7", 160-pound high school kid to a grown ass man. Even though they're swinging wood, it's just. And we heard it from Tyson last time. The pitchers got to use some kind of grip to grip these balls.
Pitching
they're
ninjas,
so tight and slick.
Pitching Ninja has been busy.
So I mean, I don't know.
You're seeing more stuff out there of these balls moving.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. I've never seen Kenley Jansen have so much movement,
and that's why he's probably pitching good right now. I don't know.
It's pretty insane.
What did you think of Bauer's comments after?
So. He was, if you need.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, read it, because I didn't type it out. Because there was an article in the LA Times, a column in the LA Times that I thought was ridiculous.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I do. The column in the LA Times, I won't name the writer.
Why? Because he'll sue us for all the money we don't have?
No. But Dodgers, this is the title of the article is Dodgers get cheated again.
Jeez.
This time by sign-stealing Fernando Tatis of the Padres.
So that one...
And of course I clicked on it.
So that one at bat won the whole game?
The series?
That ended the game?
They lost that game.
I know, but just because of that at bat?
So the sign-stealing game, the Dodgers won.
The Dodgers won?
Yeah.
The game that he
hit two bombs.
And the Dodgers still won.
And the Dodgers still won.
So how did they get cheated again if they won the game that this happened in?
So listen to this. You've seen the at-bat now. Everybody's seen the at-bat. We've told you to go replay it and slow it down. Okay? I'm going to read this, and you tell me if this is an accurate of what you saw. This is an accurate depiction of what you saw.
Got it.
On Saturday night in the 6th inning, Tatis reached far across home plate and powered a Trevor Bauer slider into left field seats for his second home run of the game and fourth in the weekend series. It was a stretch and swing so unlikely, observers wondered, how did he do that? It turns out, tweeted video later showed, he stole his way to the pitch by glancing down where catcher Will Smith was setting up. When he saw Smith leaning toward the outside of the plate, wrong.
False.
He lunged toward the outside, enabling him to solidly connect on the slider. Tatis wasn't officially breaking the rules, so you can't call him a cheater, right? Because he didn't break any rules.
No rules were broken.
Okay.
But
he was clearly stealing, and Bauer, understandably, wasn't thrilled. And what did Bauer say?
Well, first of all, go watch the video, and you can clearly see that he wasn't looking at any signs.
And you can clearly see Smith wasn't set up.
Wasn't even set up yet by the time.
So this clearly is a bad article.
Bad article.
And how do you cheat when something's not against the rules? There's no rule.
No, there's no rule.
It's
just like a runner in second
unwritten.
that taps his left
unwritten
knee
rule
for a slider or something. And Bauer says, if you need to know what pitch is coming that badly, just ask Daddy nicely next time, Tatis Jr. You know I ain't scared, homie. So now Bauer's calling him Tatis's daddy.
Yeah, who's daddy, though? You just gave up 2 jacks.
So then Tatis replied in it, Tranquilo, Hio, and put a picture of him holding a baby with Bauer's face on it. Bauer's face on the little kid.
Which was an excellent tweet.
Which is fucking hilarious. Yeah.
So if you haven't, go check that out on Twitter. I'm sure most of the people listening have. I thought that was a terrible article. I think the headline sucks. Article.
Bauer shouldn't have said what he said on that. That's what gets me too. Is he could easily. But look, he even retweeted on the video. So you're telling me he didn't watch that video? He's not looking down right there when he's setting up, because Bauer's already moving to pitch before Will Smith's setting up.
Yes.
So how does the pitcher go, and then as a hitter, I look back, and then you can't.
It's just like what Trevor Bauer said again about the baseballs, right? So people made a big deal about, his baseballs got pulled, and they're getting tested.
They're pulling everybody's balls.
They're pulling everybody's, right? But that's not what the story was presented as. No. It was not presented that way when it came out. It was that it was Trevor, and he was right. It was a clickbait story to get talked about. This is the same thing. This video is made. There's no proof.
There's actually proof. There's actually proof that he didn't see where he was setting up.
He didn't see where he was setting up. 100%. There's no way.
So, but the proof of
what he saw, if he saw anything, we don't know.
We don't know.
He'd have to come out
from
on that.
From what you see, that's pretty difficult to see.
And I mean, to put this out there, Dodgers get cheated again. Going back to they're talking about the 2017 Astros. Mm-hmm. This time by sign stealing Fernando Tatis.
That dude should be fired. But he won't because,
his name was like Platschke.
He's from LA, so he's probably far left and, all that good.
Now, the kicker of this is that yesterday in the same article, or I think I saw it somewhere else, but yesterday they decided to play the old song by Ace of Base, I Saw the Sign.
Okay, yeah, so I know the song very well.
Okay.
And Tatis still hit a home run.
And he hit a home that at bat.
So then I bet you they didn't play it again.
I'm sure they did.
You know what that's called? It's called fucking karma. Is what it's called.
It's baseball gods.
That's telling you that he didn't cheat. Just saying. That's how shit works.
I've tried to find a video.
There's no videos of him ever doing that. Ever.
Yeah, so this writer to come out and say that, I just thought that was ridiculous. And again, whatever. Dodgers fans probably feel a different way about it.
Of course they do. They're Dodger fans.
I heard a lot of people going back to the Mad Bum argument is that, the Dodgers.
Oh, because he's a giant? He's
no.
So he doesn't deserve it?
People for it were saying the Dodgers got a 60-game World Series. Why can't he get a 7-inning hitter?
True statement.
Nothing
but facts.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an argument in there somewhere. I haven't processed all of it, but
there's an argument in anything.
The two things that I can take away from this is that Mad Bum deserves the no-hitter, and I would not consider Tatis a cheater. And for somebody to write that in a headline and try to present it as fact is a moron. So, Platschke, I think that's how you say your name. You're a moron. LA Times. Not a very good. I love that they played that song and he goes, yard that AB. It's brilliant. And another quick stat.
I have a funny story about it. I don't talk about myself a lot, but talking about songs and stuff. When I was in indie ball, I was playing Southern Illinois, and they had a big jumbo screen. And when I was coming to the plate, my first at bat, they played Shrek. I'm an ogre. They played the movie like on the screen as I'm walking to the plate.
On the screen?
On the screen. So and I'm coming to the plate, and it's like, I'm not an ogre, or whatever he says and stuff in the movie. I freaking hit a bomb that at bat, and they didn't play it the rest of the series.
That's good stuff.
So I thought that's karma, dude. Just telling you. Shit happens. Baseball knows.
That's funny. One stat that I did see also throughout the 7 games that the Dodgers and Padres have played was that in the 7 games, San Diego's 18 for 19 in stolen bases.
Yeah, and they stole in the 11th last night.
That I was wondering when he was going to go because Clevenger,
he was high, he was up there,
and not even one attempt for like an inside move, not one time.
And you had Seager like standing right behind second base.
Yeah, you got a guy that that's inching to go, and I think the first time he didn't go because there was a lefty up, but then I think it was I don't know who was hitting. It might have been like Machado.
Yeah, because Crenshaw or what's his name?
Cronenworth?
No, the center fielder.
Oh, Grisham.
Grisham was up first.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why he didn't go.
Then Manny ended up popping up to third base, and then they stole.
After that, I think. I don't remember the sequence.
With Manny.
Yeah, it was with Manny. It was with a righty up.
And then Cronenworth came
Cronenworth that popped up. That's what happened. And then Hosmer hit the deep fly ball to center field. Not one attempt.
No, Cronenworth had to have walked.
Maybe he did. I don't know.
Manny was out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the inning before is when Cronenworth popped. At bat before in like the 9th.
Yeah.
That's when he popped up. But still, not one attempt to inside move or pick or anything. Not even
a slide step.
I mean, you've been getting run on all over the place. The Dodgers have given up the most stolen bases in the bigs.
Well, yeah, when you play the Dodgers 7 times.
I'm
and
just
they
saying, out
steal
of all
18
major
bases
league teams, the Dodgers have given up the most
this year.
this year. Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, 18 of them.
No, that's just to the Padres.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is there's not one other team out there that might have 18 stolen bases either.
No, that's true. That's true.
What is this?
This is a little off topic. If anybody's got anything to say about what we spent the last 20, 25 minutes on,
Let us know.
yeah, I want to. Yeah, does Mad Bum deserve the no? I say yes.
Was Tatis cheating
And was Tatis cheating?
on one pitch?
And Dodger fans, and there's a lot of you out there,
Go look at the video, slow it down, be true to yourself. Don't just think of yourself as a Dodger fan looking at it. Think of you being in the box or you actually that moment, that happening, the split second that it happens. If he had that much time, plus the article said he saw where he was setting up, which is false. So let us know what you think.
Yeah. Be honest. And you don't have to let us know, but if you're listening to this, go watch it. And be honest to yourself. Right? No cheating.
Yeah, you could still say he was cheating, but inside he didn't.
You know
That's
he
fine.
didn't.
It's fine.
You know he didn't. But they got to pin it on something. That's all. Moving on. We're going to finish with a little off-topic thing. I was sitting, going on the computer, just cruising around the old internet, and I saw a story that said the top 10 places of golf courses. Do you want to know what they cost? Like, Augusta and Pebble Beach and all these huge famous golf courses in the country. And I was like, yeah, I want to see that. And some of them didn't list anything. It was secretive.
Yeah.
And this was one of them. It's Pine Valley Golf Club. Because I was kind of blown away when I read this. Like, this is not 2021. Pine Valley Golf Club in Pine Valley, New Jersey. Consistently ranked among the top courses in the U.S. Pine Valley is set along the edge of southern New Jersey's Pine Barrens. ESPN once described the course as the greatest 18 holes of golf ever created by man. Pine Valley is among America's most exclusive private clubs, and while the membership list is confidential, the press city reported that former President George H.W. Bush, actor Sean Connery, former golf legend, pro golf legend Ben Crenshaw, and the late Arnold Palmer were all members at one time at the club. Here's where, cool. That's good little facts, right? Mm-hmm. Here you go. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready, said, go. Non-members must receive an invitation from a member in order to play at Pine Valley. Women cannot be members of Pine Valley Golf Club and can only be invited to play on Sundays. Do you want me to say that again?
No, there's a course here in Fresno that does that, right?
What?
San Joaquin Country Club.
Get out of here.
Swear to God.
That's not true.
100%. I don't know if they've changed it, but that a couple years ago.
Nobody says no. I've never.
I think Fort Washington at one time didn't allow
How
women.
does nobody talk about this?
Allow women to play except on Sundays, or something like.
Women cannot be members.
Yeah.
And can only be invited on Sundays. The club does not accept applications according to Forbes, and the club's board must reach out to potential members. Every year, on the last Sunday in September, Pine Valley invites general public to watch the final round of the club's annual George Arthur Crump Memorial Tournament. This is the only opportunity to explore the course without a membership or invitation. No credible estimations on price are available, and the club is famous for its discretion and secrecy. This is 2021. It's only open to the public one day a year to watch.
I mean, that I understand I understand that, especially with it being a big PGA Tour.
The women thing kind of surprises me.
The women thing's stupid. I mean, if somebody's willing to pay your membership, they should be a member, right?
I would think it's It's money, right? Money.
So, but no, I've heard that here in Fresno. Some of our country clubs have done that.
Like of a female golfer just decided that could beat everybody there, can't be a member.
Yeah.
There's one in Fresno. Are you serious?
Swear.
How come I've never heard this?
It was actually one of my buddies in high school. His dad and stepmom were.
Does this make me woke?
No, now you're woke because you used
I'm
woke.
sorry.
But,
I'm sorry. I just thought this is insane.
Yeah. No, it is insane that would even still be happening now.
And how nobody's got a problem with any of this. We got problems with pretty much everything these days.
Well, it's just like the gentleman's club, It's like one of those things.
That it still exists?
No, I mean like the boys' club, like that's
I get it.
The boys go hang out at the golf club, that kind of thing. They don't want women there.
Well,
no, and I get it. It's totally wrong. If you're willing to pay the price, you should be a member.
Well, not only was this about that, right? How much it costs to play at certain courses. Not only does this not tell you, right, what you click to read.
Yeah.
So I still don't know what it costs to play.
No, and you won't know.
And I'll never know. And if I go one time in Sunday in September, I could go.
But you still don't know the price.
I should go this September.
You want to go to New Jersey?
Yeah, let's go watch the final round.
And we can go see Mike Trout.
And we can give him a reason to keep the public out.
So you mean you want to get arrested?
Whatever.
Go to jail?
Whatever.
In Jersey?
In Jersey. I just thought that was funny. Not funny. I mean, it's funny, but
that's not the only one.
It's more ridiculous. Well, now that you say that there's one here, it worries.
There might have been a couple.
That's kind of crazy to me. I don't know.
You go read Augusta's. Did you read Augusta's?
Yeah, I read on Augusta's. I don't know everything.
That one's pretty bad too.
Yeah.
I don't even think the LPGA plays there.
No, they don't.
So
I think they have like 3 female members. I thought I read that somewhere. I could be wrong too. Don't fact check me. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting that in today's climate, this exists, this goes on, and nobody says anything. Yeah, we say stuff about everything. So,
yeah.
Anyways, if you have a comment on that, or our very own course in Fresno, I guess, that is the same.
I don't know if it's changed. That was like a couple years ago.
Right. Well, maybe it's changed.
Well, I think my buddy's stepmom was like trying to sue him. So,
it's just crazy to me. Whatever. I just thought, and I thought I'd get that out there.
Yep.
Get it out there to our audience. Anyways, we screwed up the video on this, so this is audio only. But we do thank you for listening. We thank you for sticking with us. Again, if you have any comments about, Mad Bum or Tatis or Bauer or anything related to our local baseball scene, and again, people out there in the SAC area or anywhere.
Hey, the Bay Area, man. San Francisco's in first place. The Oakland A's, they lost their first 7, won the last 13. Yep. I don't know if they won yesterday.
Yeah, they're killing it. They always kind of seem to just out of nowhere just hit this spurt and go win games.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Giants. Yeah, man, it's interesting. Lots of interesting stuff out there. Keep your eye out for the 0.0 Baltimore Orioles. And that is another episode of the Hit or Die podcast.
Hit or Die.